Gator, we got Red Wing hockey tonight.
Yes, we do.
Yep. So, how fired up for you for this team?
Well, I don't know. I'm wearing a Red Wing hat. I have a Red Wing T-shirt on. I'm wearing my Red Wing pullover sweatshirt.
Jersey.
Yeah,
throwback thing.
In a way, yeah. So it's I'm pretty fired up, I would say. I'm very much looking forward to seeing the young guys play. Soderblom's going to be in there tonight. Want to see what he can do. And I think it's a new-look team. I think defensively this should be a much more sound team, and it's going to bode well for them in the long run.
So all the experts say this is not a playoff team, pretty much. They
say, yeah.
What do we do with trying to create a realistic but optimistic expectation for this team? You and I think we try to find a path to success. How can this team overachieve? The over-under for points is 84.5. So what's the realistic expectation for this group?
What's interesting, I heard Lalone say the other day that, last year's team had, 76 points or something?
Yeah.
And the team that made you needed 100 points to make the playoffs. And he says that to make it, or maybe it was 74 points, that was like 26 points, he says, to make up in one season is an awfully big ask. And almost like he was tempering expectations on the season himself. I just want them to be better. I'd love it if they make the playoffs. I think they have an outside shot to make the playoffs. It's just a question of how quickly will they adapt to what Lalone wants to do, and how good are these new pieces going to fit? It feels like it's a brand new team. With all these new faces, they brought in free agents. They've got young guys that are making this squad. You've brought in another new goaltender. And frankly, it's a new coach and new staff. So I'm very excited about what this team can be.
It feels like zero pressure on Steve Yzerman. This is his first coaching hire. This was a guy that we talked about, early because of his background, his ties to Yzerman. Seemed like a Steve Yzerman kind of guy, and sure enough, they land him. Not a huge name, not a recycled name, but it feels like it's pretty important that Yzerman got this one right. And he comes in, I'll tell you, a great independent evaluation of what he's saying and doing. I would love to hear what Jeff Blashill thinks of what he's saying and doing. Because I heard him talking about, and we'll play some of the sound for you a little bit later on, about Zadina. And basically, it's not about when he has the puck, it's when he doesn't have the puck. And I'm thinking, I kind of heard Blashill say the same thing. So you can say all you want, and we've talked about this, I guess, with the Lions as it pertains to Aaron Glenn. It's getting the guys to activate the message. Whatever the message is, you got to get them to activate that, right?
Yeah, and the difference, before with Blashill is Blashill had the experience in the minor league level and had lots of success there, but not at the NHL level. This guy comes from, one of the, it's not a dynasty that Tampa's got, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to call it a dynasty, I'm not going to argue too much with you with what Tampa's done. So he's coming from that, and it's that should give you some street cred for sure. I think it's also interesting that Blashill joins John Cooper's staff over in Tampa. That's interesting. Yep. So are they interchangeable, and this is just a better guy for this job right now? Okay.
Are you ready for some bold-ass predictions?
I am.
Okay, bold-ass predictions for the 2022-2023 Detroit Red Wings season. Gator, you go first.
Doug, Big E, Elmer Soderblom is going to net 20 goals in his rookie season.
I like it, Gator.
Thank you.
Okay, I got an Elmer one. Elmer Soderblom will lead the NHL in offensive rebounding. No, he'll be top 3 in Calder voting, and the entire top 3 will be guys with local ties, with Matty Beniers from Michigan, Owen Power from Michigan, or Kent Johnson from Michigan joining 2 of the 3 joining Elmer Soderblom as the top 3 in the Calder voting.
Like it. A local pizza maker is going to end up having a Swedish kebab pizza on the menu by March. Let's make it happen, people.
That's because yesterday in the Free Press roster rundown, they previewed every player on the roster with their salary cap hit, their points from last year, and what their food is they would eat with if there were no consequences. And Lucas Raymond said Swedish kebab pizza. So next up, the Wings will improve their league worst 73.8 penalty kill percentage by 10 points.
Wow.
Actually, that's ridiculous. That would be dumbass. Let's go by 6 percentage points because 10 points would make him top 6 in the league. So if we go 6 percentage points, that's top 20 in the league.
Is this bold anymore? What happened?
You don't think that's bold enough to improve from 32nd to 20th?
You had it, and then you took it back because you thought it was
dumbass.
ridiculous.
No, it was dumbass. Going from dead
Top
last
6 is dumbass?
to top 6 in the league in penalty kill, that's dumbass.
Fine.
Yep.
I liked it when you had it the original way. I was gonna contest it. The Red Wings will acquire an all-star defenseman that will lead them to the playoffs.
Come on. Really?
Yep. Oh, there, come on.
Kang was considering it.
Can't we have some hope?
You wanted Doug to do the top 6. You got him in the playoffs. What's next?
You are pretty
Bold ass prediction.
Yeah, you know this.
The
There's a
rules.
line.
There's a line you can cross.
We're talking about being one of the top half team, being in the top half
You
of the
can't
league.
even
That's
say
all.
it straight.
You're right, I can't. Being in the top half of the league. That's all we're asking.
My final bold ass prediction is the Wings will have lottery luck. It'll come back their way, and they'll move up 10 spots in the lottery to have a top 3
It's
pick.
the opposite of Gators.
Wow.